What makes the American dream so captivating? The idea that anyone, regardless of their background, can rise to the top and live a life of success and prosperity. But did you know that the very concept of the American dream as we know it today was largely shaped by a single industry? Old Hollywood, with its glittering stars and captivating stories, played a pivotal role in crafting this narrative, painting a picture of success that millions aspired to. But how exactly did Hollywood become the American dream factory? In this video, we're uncovering how the golden age of cinema built the myth of the American dream, and why its influence is still felt today. 1. Hollywood as the land of opportunity. The story begins in the early 20th century, when Hollywood transformed from a sleepy neighborhood in Los Angeles into the epicenter of American culture. Before Hollywood rose to prominence, America was a country in transition, grappling with the effects of industrialization, immigration, and economic instability. The American dream, in its purest form, was about upward mobility, hard work, and the pursuit of happiness. Hollywood, with its star-studded cast and glamorous lifestyle, embodied this ideal. By the 1920s, the film industry began to dominate the American consciousness. Silent films offered audiences a chance to escape into a world of fantasy, adventure, and romance. As the industry grew, so did its influence. Hollywood became synonymous with the idea that anyone, from any background, could make it big if they were talented enough and worked hard enough. 2. The birth of the Hollywood star system. One of the most crucial elements in Hollywood's creation of the American dream was the birth of the Hollywood star system. In the early days of cinema, actors were largely anonymous, their faces familiar but their personal lives unknown. However, by the 1920s, studios began to realize a game-changing truth. The personalities and images of the actors themselves were just as important as the films they were starring in. Audiences were becoming more invested in the lives of the stars they admired, and studios took advantage of this growing fascination. As a result, they began crafting larger-than-life personas for their stars, making them not just performers but icons. Legends like Clark Gable, Greta Garbo, and Humphrey Bogart became symbols of success, ambition, and glamour. They weren't just actors, they were brands. These stars embodied everything the American dream promised: resilience, allure, and the potential for greatness. The public wasn't just watching their performances on screen. They were buying into the idea that if you could achieve what these stars had, you could have it all: fame, wealth, and the admiration of millions. For millions of Americans, Hollywood became a dream factory, providing a visual manifestation of the ideals they aspired to. The stars became living proof that the dream was attainable, and Hollywood was the gateway. 3. The power of storytelling. Fantasy meets reality. While the star system created larger-than-life figures, the films themselves did something equally important. They told stories of struggle, triumph, and transformation. Movies were filled with characters who were born into hardship, but overcame the odds to achieve success. This reflected the broader narrative of American society, where hard work, perseverance, and a bit of luck could lead to prosperity. Movies like The Public Enemy, 1931, starring James Cagney, and It's a Wonderful Life, 1946, starring James Stewart, portrayed ordinary individuals grappling with difficult circumstances, yet ultimately triumphing through grit and determination. These films spoke to the very essence of the American dream, promising that anyone could go from rags to riches as long as they stayed true to their values. In addition to these rags-to-riches stories, Hollywood introduced the concept of the self-made man, the notion that anyone could build their success without relying on family wealth or inherited status. Characters like Cary Grant's suave, self-made millionaire in The Awful Truth, 1937, represented the ideal of the American dream. Someone who came from nothing but created their own destiny. 4. Glamour, escape, and the idealized vision of America. Hollywood's portrayal of glamour and wealth in its films helped reinforce the American dream in a way that was almost tangible. By the time of the Great Depression, audiences flocked to movie theaters not only for entertainment but for escapism. As America struggled with unemployment, poverty, and uncertainty, Hollywood offered an escape to a world of luxury, elegance, and unbridled possibility. Films like The Great Gatsby, 1974, and Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961, showcased an opulent lifestyle that seemed out of reach for most, but nonetheless painted an alluring picture of what success could look like. Even during times of economic struggle, Hollywood became a beacon of hope. It reminded the American public that the dream of prosperity was still alive, and with a little luck and a lot of ambition, they too could live the glamorous life. 5. The role of social issues in shaping the dream. While Hollywood sold the dream of success, it also played a role in addressing social issues that were shaping America. For instance, in the 1940s and 50s, Hollywood became an arena for discussing the impacts of war, racism, and class struggles. Films like Casablanca, 1942, not only offered thrilling entertainment, but also subtly touched on themes of loyalty, sacrifice, and the fight for freedom. These underlying messages resonated deeply with audiences, reminding them that the American dream was not just about individual success, but about contributing to a greater cause. However, Hollywood was not without its flaws. For much of its early years, the industry perpetuated a one-dimensional view of the American dream, often excluding marginalized communities, such as Black Americans, from their portrayal of success. But over time, Hollywood began to evolve. By the 1960s and beyond, a wave of groundbreaking films began to challenge racial stereotypes, bringing attention to issues of inequality and pushing for a more inclusive narrative of the American dream. Movies like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, 1967, and The Godfather, 1972, helped shape a more diverse and realistic portrayal of what it meant to be American. 6. Hollywood's enduring influence on the American dream. Even today, Hollywood continues to shape our perception of the American dream. While the industry has evolved, becoming more inclusive, diverse, and reflective of the world around us, the core principles remain the same. Hollywood still offers a space where talent, ambition, and hard work can lead to fame, fortune, and success. In today's world of social media, influencers, and reality TV stars, the dream of success may look a bit different, but the essence is the same. The path to fame and recognition still feels attainable, thanks in large part to the groundwork laid by old Hollywood. Hollywood's influence on the American dream is undeniable. It's a dream that's as alive today as it was during Hollywood's golden age, evolving but never fading. What do you think? Has Hollywood's portrayal of the American dream been a force for good, or has it set unrealistic standards for generations of dreamers? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the world of old Hollywood, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating content.